Women, it started with just doing gadget reviews, but it's now grown into something. It's a lot of geek culture, a lot of gadgets, and specifically for any girl. So whether she's a fashion queen and loves makeup, or she is a complete geek, we try and cater for any woman really.
Hey everyone, so I'm working for the Daily Vox at the moment, and I am basically doing their social media.
What is the Daily Vox?
Okay, for those of you who don't know what the Daily Vox is, we're an online news magazine platform that is catered for the youth. So we're basically, when we tweet out things, we try to be woke-ish, kind of know what's going on. Yeah.
Right. So Carla, what is the Bacon Battalion and why should people care?
So I'm Carla, I'm the marketing goblin of the Bacon Battalion and How to Be a Great Game Master. And what it is, it's a really awesome YouTube channel. You can find us on our website, www.greatgamemaster.com. Sorry, I thought I'd slip it in there casually. So basically what we do is we have two role-playing channels, one where we play a role-playing game actually, and then one where we do how-to videos on how to be a great game master and how to be a great player, and just generally have lots of fun. So ours is a little less serious than these two. So yes.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. Now, the reason that these three ladies were selected, Sam's already talked about the fact that she runs Tech Girl, she's the editor for Tech Girl. Sam is currently in the process of building her YouTube channel. Now, she has done postings to YouTube before, but obviously to really get it some strength and some drive, she's started focusing on it a hell of a lot more. So there are people out there who want to start up their own YouTube channels. It's incredibly easy to do that these days. Your phone has a camera. You can record that, you can Snapchat yourself and start increasing your own social media presence, start delivering a message to the people that you want to do. So we have Sam here because Sam's undertaken the process of trying to build her YouTube channel. When Dana stepped up to work at the Daily Vox, she actually started taking over the social media platform because a lot of people don't buy newspapers these days. The news is often delivered via the smartphone and to the youth. Youth are using these devices, so that is the main outlet for the Daily Vox. Hence, we have Dana here talking about how she went through the process of increasing readership, the sorts of things that she needed to do. And Carla's also kind of in the same boat as Sam is concerned with their YouTube channel. It's an educational channel that we really want people to learn how to be a great GM. Being a game master for either a Pathfinder campaign, Dungeon & Dragon campaign, etc. Being a good game master is a skill. So these guys, they do their fun, they have their games, but they also have a big educational content as well. And so having a viewership that starts increasing, starts opening more doors. Okay? And it does lead to a little bit of advertising revenue. So what I think I might do is start with Sam. And Sam, my first question to you is, when you decided that you wanted to do this, did you have a goal in mind? Did you have a measurable goal? Or was it just, I want to get to X point? Did you actually sit down and map out a plan of what you wanted to do?
So when Tech Girl started, I had quite a good plan of what I wanted, and it completely changed in 6 months, and went a completely different direction. But with the YouTube, what actually happened was I had started getting quite active on Snapchat, and I was getting a really good response. And also I follow a lot of the international media, and I saw that people were moving more and more towards YouTube, to Snapchat, to more video content. So the decision with Tech Girl, the blog itself, I sort of felt that it had reached saturation in South Africa. I have a good audience, I have a loyal audience, but it's not going to grow any more than what it is because it's very, very niche. But I felt like YouTube was the next step. So there was a plan. When we started it, I'd done a couple of videos before, deleted them, started again, had a plan, knew that there was a strategy, and ideally want to grow it to the point where it can grow bigger than what the blog is, because the blog is very South African focused, whereas something like YouTube I can make international, and also it's a lot more creative and you can have a lot more fun and be a little bit more sillier with it. And people want to watch video. That I don't think that they want to read writing anymore, to be honest.
They need the visual engagement. So you actually knew we wanted to shift it to a YouTube channel. did you start putting in place like, well, because it's very hard, when you're putting something out to be an object for other people to look at, it's very hard to know, oh, I can have 10,000 viewers by here, 50,000 viewers. It's a bit more intangible than that. What were you looking at as far as your reach was concerned initially and building up?
So I sort of averaged that I wanted between 500 and 1,000 views a video.
Right.
I knew that I had a blog that had enough to get me there. I also knew that I'm lucky in that my social followings are quite big. So my Twitter following was big. I had a very good Snapchat following for a South African. I have a big Facebook page, and it helped because I could drive traffic to it. Even then though, everyone in their mob has a YouTube channel. So to be found on YouTube is so hard. And I had great expectations. I wanted 7,000 subs and I was going to get it in 2 months because I'm one of those, if I say I want something, I normally go out, work and get it.
Sure.
YouTube's a whole different game. So I've settled down, I've sort of said one. I also know that editing is really hard, and some of my videos I struggle with the editing side. So I've sort of said to myself, okay, I'm going to put these videos out, I'm going to push for the views on my social channels, and ultimately if I get between 3 and 5 subs a video, I feel like that's a good thing.
Right.
It helps because for me, it's not just the YouTube channel, I've got all my other stuff already, I'm still doing what I used to do there. That does make me money, so I can put a bit of that money into YouTube.
Okay.
But it's,
So what we'll do then is, knowing that you were already kind of halfway there, because you've got platforms that you knew you could leverage, knew you could draw on. So trying to find an audience, you already had an audience that you're kind of dealing with anyway. So what we'll do is we'll look at other questions of like the editing and stuff like that. We'll get to those. What I might ask is, Dana, when you joined the Daily Vox and it started becoming, we'd like you to do more with social media. What did you look at first? And what did you decide, how did you come up with the direction that you wanted to go in?
So first of all, I had to look at our audience. Who is it that we're trying to speak to and get our content out to? So basically, I knew that our audience was young. They were informed. They were active on social media.
Did you guys have metrics? Did the Daily Vox give you reports and say, this is who our target market is? Where did you get those?
Yes, well, my editors gave us a quick brief of who our readership was. So we knew that our audience was 52% female and 40% male, and that they were between the ages of 18 to 34.
I think this is now incredibly unfair because you've prepped.
Yeah,
You've got notes.
I've had to.
Carla's got a phone. Sam's just making stuff up as she goes. All right, cool. Sorry, go ahead, Don.
So I needed to know who it is that I was talking to, and that actually helped me a lot in the way I was crafting my tweets. So it had to be nice, short, sweet, to the point, no dilly-dallying. And I also had to look back at what other people are doing, at what young people are tweeting about and how they're tweeting about things.
So once you've now decided that you want to, this is what we want to do. So we need it punchy, we need it sharp, because we are youth, we kind of know what the youth are looking for. How did you measure? Were you aware that you needed to measure an effectiveness to know whether you're going to change things or not? How did you measure things?
Well, the thing was, the previous person before me was doing social media brilliantly. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had to look back at what he was doing.
Sure.
And kind of adapt that into a way of making it also relevant to the way that I was tweeting.
Okay, all right. Cool, we'll pass it on to Carla then, because it's right now we've got the bookends of Sam starting a YouTube channel, but Sam's got a pretty extraordinary base from her tech girl platforms. Where we've got Carla, who has decided with her gaming group that they're going to start this channel, and you know what? Bugger it, let's see what can come of this. Firstly, how did you get the job of Chief Goblin, social media goblin? Why were you selected? What skills do you possess?
My day job is I'm the marketing manager for Global Access, who is live streaming this.
That's a shameless plug.
What can you do? That's what marketing goblins do.
That's what nice.
So, and then basically Guy came, he already had the channel up, and it had been up for about 1.5 years, and
Now, what content was Guy putting onto the channel?
Guy was putting the exact same content on, and that's what's so interesting. He was putting the exact same content on. He wasn't uploading regularly, so for like 1.5 years, I think he had 4 videos up. 4 videos of great content, but only 4. And then we were discussing we wanted to have like a casual play group, and we were going to put that on. And then he said, okay, well, I also have my channel. So I was like, between myself and you, we can really grow this and have fun with it, because as much as we do things for fun and we want people to, we do it for fun, we want people to watch it, especially if it's a how-to, because if you're giving the how-to, you should know how to do it. So we tried to find a way to just grow and have fun, and then I got left with the awesome and hard end of the stick.
The hard end of the stick. Okay.
Yes.
So that is probably something that really should emphasize and dissuade people, that you might think that this is just a case of, I'm going to put it up there and the clicks will drive in. It's not necessarily that case. Your content, as Sam actually put out, and I'm going to come back to Sam now, as Sam said, every man and his dog, well, every mother and child, I believe, even the children, they don't even know they're the victims, stars of these shows, that anybody can do it, because it doesn't require that much in the way of connectivity, doesn't require that much in the way of equipment. So you now need to differentiate yourself. What are you doing different to everybody who's doing how-tos? Sam, when it came to your stuff, you've already recognized that Tech Girl has a certain angle, a certain platform, it's very local. If we want to expand, we're going to have to change the focus. What did you decide upon? What were your logics behind there, and how did you choose to move forward with that?
So originally the idea was to do what every other gadget blog was doing, and do reviews and unboxings, because it seemed that was what people wanted. Did them, no one cared, wasn't very good at them, I hated doing them. So then just changed focus and sort of did very much what I did with Tech Girl when I built the blog, was exactly what I did with the videos, is I sort of went, you know what, I'm just going to do me, and people are either going to like it or they're not. It's a slow build at the moment, so maybe they don't like it that much, but ultimately all I can do is be myself, and I think that was the thing. I decided to just be authentic, swapped it around a bit. One of the things I'm really bad at is playing video games. Happen to love it, suck. Thought it would be really cool to get a bunch of girls that had never played video games, some of them had, and just get them to do Let's Plays for new games, because no one does that. Some of them were terrible, I'm terrible, some of them were really good, and just do something different. I also started doing a lot of esports content, but with a little bit of a twist. So esports is really serious, and the guys in esports take themselves very seriously. So I used to just do videos where I made fools out of them. I did the top 10 esports bachelors in South Africa, put a bunch of gamers on camera and try to make them sell themselves. So that's how I am in real life. Decided I'm just going to put that on YouTube.
You said that nobody's doing this. Everybody, which seems kind of incongruent with the massive videos that are out there, that you've managed to spot that there's this style of video that nobody else is doing. How did you then measure? Because the main thing about what I keep coming back to measurement is you need to know how you're performing, you need to know where you want to be, and the only way you can get there is to accurately measure what you're doing and how you're getting there. So this is something I'm going to ask our panelists about a lot. How are you choosing to measure? What are you viewing as a measure of success? You could say, I got 10 clicks, I got 10 subscribers. Yay, that's great. And then I get 10 a week. Is that a measure of success? At what point does it start moving up? So what I want to talk to panelists about is the techniques and the ways that they're choosing to identify what is success. And these are the tips that you should then be able to take away and start applying. So when it comes to, you've looked at all these videos and said, well, because I know there are gameplay videos out there. I know there were review videos out there. What was the specific angle you decided to play on?
So there's a stack of Let's Play videos, but let's all be honest. Most people play video games the way I do. They don't know the controls, they suck when you switch it on. It takes you 20 minutes to figure out what the hell you're doing. And I realized that when you watch Let's Play videos, everyone switches on the console, they switch on their PC and they just start playing and they're so damn good and they're suddenly running around. And I was like, nah, when I start it takes me like 10 minutes to figure out how to jump. So I sort of was like, I think that there's other people that play video games like me, started doing that. Also wanted to get more girls involved because I feel like a lot of the girls on YouTube doing Let's Plays are wearing really low-cut shirts and just giggling at the camera. And it's just an opinion, but so wanted to do something a little bit different. Sometimes we have girls in low-cut shirts, just to clarify. But and I measured
What's the viewership differential?
Well, actually, no. My measurement though, so I learned a long time ago with the blog and with just Twitter and Facebook in general, is I don't believe that following is you should never count your numbers, because at the end of the day, it's not about how many followers you have. I think it's a personal thing. I think it's about engagement. So for me, I measure success. Subscribers is one, but also comments, shares on Twitter, comments on Twitter. I know most of my audience is not actually on YouTube, but they watch the video and then they'll tweet me, they'll Snapchat me, they'll send me a Facebook message. So I try and measure success, for want of a better term, on engagement, because I feel like even if I have 3 people talking to me every week, that's better than having 50,000 people who never comment or talk, or even if they give it a dislike, like I know that there's some sort of engagement. So that was really how I chose to measure it.
Dan, I'm going to throw the same question to you now. You've already said that you stepped into the shoes of somebody who had built a very good platform, but obviously we want more readership, we want to do more. The measurement, so the editorial team would then give you your feedback to say, this is what was currently happening. How, the changes that you made, how did you take them forward? Did you get buy-in from everybody in the organization to say, this is what we're now trying to do? And how did you see the progression? Was it successful for you?
Well, I think I've kind of like, because I've only been doing it for a couple of months, so I think I've been kind of keeping it stable, at least.
Which is a good thing. If you've taken over from somebody who was doing a fantastic job, the worst thing that can happen is a dip. And you've kept it stable, and now you're finding your own way. So you've moved in, that's fine.
Ask the question again. Sorry, my brain went.
That's totally okay. So we're now measuring things. How are you seeing, like to Sam's point about engagement? People can read and you've clicked, so we've got X number of clicks, but has anybody actually read the story? How have things changed as far as engagement and feedback from the readers to the stuff that you've done?
Well, what we try to do is we try to ask a lot of questions when it comes to our stories, such as, hey peeps, what do you think of what Jacob Zuma said this week? Or hey, what do you think of what these stories of ours? And we've actually been getting a lot of engagement on that, especially if our questions are relevant, then our engagement is on the dot, great. Then we get a lot more retweets, and that's also how we show that we've been doing well, is by the amount of retweets, by the amount of shares on Facebook. With us, it's not just about Twitter. Facebook is a huge platform for us. And so if you put those questions out there on Facebook as well, and if you also keep your blurbs and titles nice, short and sweet, you're going to get a lot more engagement as well.
Okay. You brought up something that I think Carla is going to be able to address really, really well. There's the idea of engagement, and you asked for feedback. Now, I'm sure all of us, we've looked at a video and somebody has stood at the end and shamelessly gone, please like, please subscribe, please retweet. It's just a straight request. What tends to happen with the geek audience is geek audiences they want an authentic experience. Now, when it comes to, I can throw down a whole bunch of stuff, and I think Carla's got a really good example here, of I need to do some promotion, but I need to do it in a nice way. Carla, how does a person kindly ask, guys, this is, because at the end of the day, this is what we actually need. How did you go about that to get the success that you've got?
I think firstly, the most important thing is, these people are your friends. Yeah, like your community, you want them to be your friends. So if you won't ask your friend that you've known for one day to give you a cup of tea, how can you ask your audience to do that for you? So the thing is, firstly, you wait a bit. You have to get a little bit of people engaged with you and interested in who you are, and in return be interested in who they are. You know, most of our engagement is people say, I love your GM tips, I'm going to use it in my game. And then we immediately reply, please tell us about your game. We want to know.
So there's the reciprocal feedback. Here, you've given something to me. Now, you've posted stuff to people that you follow, you've posted stuff to YouTube links, and there's never been anything back. So it's kind of like, I've just shoved it off into the ether. So what you're saying is by actually giving something back, saying, hey, cool, thanks, which would have taken you 10 seconds, it has an enormous impact.
Yeah, and then because they feel like you care about them, you don't, and which we do. I'm making it sound like which we do.
You're just cattle. All you are clicks. That's all you are.
And by showing them that you care about them, when you ask them for something, they're more likely to want to give it to you. But also, in asking, it's an ask, it's not a tell. So, hey guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. We'd love to know what you think. Not, thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe. Like,
as in, it's a procedural type thing. So yeah, I think you also did something in relation to Reddit.
Yes, yeah. So also the thing is, and this is about people finding you and how you can ask, is like the geek community is very, I hate to say it, with working with various social medias, the geek community is the realist community. They will throw you under the bus the first moment they get if they see that you are not genuine in your interests, genuine in your communications with them. And at the same point, if you genuinely are interested in something, genuinely love what you're doing, and you genuinely say, hey guys, I have a channel, if you have a moment, I'd really love for you guys to watch it, and you don't post it under something super random, like you go onto Reddit and you find actual play as a subreddit, and then under that subreddit someone asks, hey, I'm looking for channels to watch. So they've already asked for what you've got. So you say, hey, I have a channel, some people think it's pretty cool, if you'd like to watch it, that would be great. And if you hate it, let me know.
Yeah, so from a targeting standpoint, what Carla's saying, pick your audiences. Just scattershot approach of, hey, look at this photo of a beach and people running, and here is my clip for how to be a good GM. There's absolutely no relevance there. But what Carla's also done is only given that information out in response to somebody else's request, rather than being perceived as shoving it down somebody's throat. Okay. Now, when it comes to wanting to get into this space, sure, anybody can start, but there are going to be certain skills that you should either look to acquire and focus on, or maybe you already have them, but you can hone them a little bit more. So what I'm going to talk to about Sam about is, Sam initially started out as a blog, so it was all just articles that were written, and now she's moved into video. Did you have any experience being on camera before?
So I had experience being on camera, but I didn't have experience editing, setting it up. I'd done a couple of TV shows for Tech Girl, so that was fun. I used to arrive, they put a mic on you, they sit you on a chair, you do your thing, you look good. I had some friends who did YouTube, so I was like, oh, it's really easy, I can do that. No experience with the other side.
What were so now that you've sat down and gone, okay, cool, so I'm going to record this and I'm going to throw it up, and holy crap, that was terrible. What was your process then for like software? What did you decide to do? How did you learn?
So I made the big mistake of asking mates like what they were using. So they told me Premiere Pro, that's the best. I was like, cool. Ran out.
Don't want to pay for Premiere Pro.
I could do anything. Got Premiere Pro and just stared at it for like a week because I actually had no idea what I was doing. Then was like, oh, I'll just use Windows Movie Maker. That was a mistake. I wasn't very good at that. Anyway, long story short, it took a couple of months of making really bad video on a phone.
It took a couple of months, right?
Most of those have been deleted, so no one ever sees them. But it was on phones. I didn't know anything about lighting. I didn't know anything about sound. So it was just bashing my head and then starting to ask people and like begging for help. Eventually settled on iMovie because I have a MacBook. For me, it's just a quicker way for me to work. Premiere Pro is probably better. I have learned how to use it now, but in terms of speed, I find iMovie really good. And then just spending a lot of any spare cash I had on equipment, which is really what I think the biggest problem with YouTube is, the cost of stuff. Because if you want to do it properly, you eventually, as you go along, you have to start spending money. And like someone today said to me, oh, your videos are looking much better. And I was like, yeah, because a couple of $1,000 have been spent on like lenses and microphones. And a few times I've actually paid people to edit for me just so I could see what they did.
Okay. There's so the points from a cost aspect here. You can get away with doing little bits and having a camera, and the moment you start putting up stuff, putting up my first videos against what Sam's doing, the lighting is really important. You'll figure it out very quickly when you're watching videos and go, I'm not really liking this. What is the issue? It's because I can't see half the person's face. It's because their hair is draped over, doing something. And it just, making a polished video presentation is going to cost a little bit, but you don't have to do it straight away. There are things that you can do to work around it. But Sam's point of, oh, sorry, did you have?
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
just to add to that.
It's like you're jumping in like you're a panelist or something.
I'm sorry. What we use on our actual play channel, if you're looking for a more cost-effective way to start, because I mean the only way you can is to start. We actually use our smartphones, and we started using our headphones, and you just clip them to your thing and use your microphone from your headphone, and the video quality on those is actually really great. But as Les said, as long as you have really good lighting, because you can have the best camera in the world, but if you are showing me a picture of a dark room, it's not going to be great. So you can do it cost effectively in the beginning, but then eventually, because people like you so much, they will ask for better quality because they want to see that today you had a pimple, and then they can be like, oh, I'm so glad to see your face cleared up. That's so wonderful for you. You're like, thanks, guy. Thanks so much.
That's how you date your videos. Oh, well, it's here, now it's here, now it's here, now it's gone. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
pretty much.
All right, I'm going to throw to Dana because we've talked about YouTube channels, but Dana doesn't focus on YouTube. It's all about the engagements. So now, from a Facebook aspect, how do you play with the analytics from your Facebook engagements? Do you get to play with them? Do you get to take a look? What insights do you glean from those?
Well, I don't generally take a look at those, but every now and again, our editors do give us a couple of graphs just to have a look at what time people read things more, who's sharing what more, and those things are actually very useful, because what we found was that people were actually reading more of our articles after 8:30, after the airing of Uzalo, for example. And then that's when you actually put out articles that are about Uzalo. So analytics can be very helpful for you to know when to put out your content and when people will be reading more of your content.
The analytics aspect on Facebook, Dana said that Facebook is really, really cool, and I cannot stress that enough, that the analytics that Facebook makes available for you for your pages is incredible. If you've created a page for Facebook, they have an entire set there where you can see your post went up at this time, these were your engagements, and you can start looking at these trends. So now, if you're building an audience, it's not you just creating stuff and putting it out and expecting people to value it and judge it on its merits. You can put out the best stuff, but if you put it out at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, it's not going to help you. So Dana's point, the analytics here are very, very useful, and it helps them target when they're sending information out. Does anybody actually know when the best time to make a Facebook post is?
For which country?
For which country?
Nice. For South Africa.
For which niche?
Yeah.
Business people?
9 a.m.
Because-
generally. 9 a.m. on a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Now, my initial thinking was that I would want to drop posts on a Monday morning. Hey, because nobody wants to actually get into work and start working straight away. So let me just mess around on the internet for a little bit. Turns out, best engagements for South Africa start at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. So what other sorts of analytics how have you used them effectively to change the way you've operated in the social media space?
Well, we do try to, especially with Twitter, you do get that graph on the right-hand side that shows you when it is that people actually read your stuff. And what we actually found was that people were actually reading a lot of our content at 12 p.m. and at 12 a.m. Yeah. So
That's not just a system setting or something, 12 p.m. 12 a.m.? Wow.
Students. Because students have very varied schedules.
Oh, sorry, that's right. 12 a.m. is when they're still cramming for the assignment that's due at 9. Gotcha.
So you kind of have to use them. They will help you so much just to know when to tweet out things more. And also look at those times and look at what people are retweeting at, look at what people are engaging about, and that will also let you know what content to tweet out. But we post content up every single day of the week, except for Saturday, Sunday, of course. But we do try to, our peak hour times are between 6 and 9 in the morning, and between 5 and 8 o'clock at night. And at those intervals, we do 15 minutes each, because that's when we know also that people read a lot of the content, because it's before they leave for work in the morning and when they arrive at home at night. So that's also when peak hour times, put out that content rapidly and people will pick it up.
All right, so from Dana's perspective and the Daily Vox, please, conventional wisdom is not, it sucks. You make assumptions about certain things, like 9 a.m. Monday morning, that should be my amazing time. It's not. Your conventional wisdom about how you think things should happen rarely works in the real world. So using things like the analytics to go, okay, well, who are my audiences? All right, maybe I only got 7 clicks. When did they click?
Big on subscribing to YouTube channels. They'll watch videos, but they don't have a subscribe culture. Whereas overseas, the subscribe culture is very common. So in South Africa, you got to get them 3 or 4 times before they hit subscribe. And they need to know that there's content once a week that's coming. And eventually then they'll go, oh, this is actually quite cool. I want to be reminded of this. Now I'll hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, there's an aspect that I'm not sure how many South African users, because when the South African use of YouTube is, I'm going to go to YouTube and search for my video. Has that person logged in? Has that person created a profile? Because some people just, I'm not logging into YouTube, I'm just going to watch. The point of the subscription is that a regular viewer can come back and know, oh, Sam's put something up. So Sam's point about not really that sort of thing, maybe 5 or 6 down the time, it's like, now 5 or 6 views down the line of different videos, now it's something I want to be aware of when Sam has done something. Your point about consistency, when we do the Release the Geek podcast, it always drops on a Thursday. Always. We have almost missed that once, but we posted at 11:57 Thursday night, so we can say that we have nailed Thursday. We try to aim for a 5 p.m., 3 p.m. Friday, 5 p.m., but Sam's point of, I can't commit to a time now. I'm a busy person, I have a life. Sure, I can schedule stuff, and doing something like Sam does, where she spends the entire day getting her content for the week, cool. Maybe the time aspect is something that will fall away quickly. What I'm trying to also say is that you need a commitment here. Your people, your viewership, your audience is fickle. If you're not there this week, I'm going to throw to Carla actually about this. If you're not there this week, well, now I have 3 minutes to do something else, so let me go and watch Carla. So I'm waiting for Sam's post. Oh, it's not here. Oh, but I have subscribed to Carla, so let me go to Carla. Carla, what lessons did you learn about consistency?
So we recently, like the last 2 weeks, our GM's whole machine crashed. So our GM does all the editing, he does everything. So everything crashed, and it was a comedy of errors. Then we forgot the flash stick at home, and we have to upload it at work because internet.
Can I just to clarify, how you became the social media goblin, how long have you been doing that job for?
So, our channel has really only been running, and I've been with the
From
start
a consistent
of the running,
basis, yes.
3.5 months.
Okay, so 3.5 months, and you've built up consistency. So, Carla's team have done this, they've gone consistent, and now everything is dead. Go.
So everything failed, and he phoned me. He's like, I don't know what to do. We're not going up. People are gonna hate us. They're gonna leave. I'm like, okay. You know what we do? We just take a phone video and we say sorry. We literally did a phone video, because if people are expecting something, rather than just give them anything, then nothing. So what we had is literally guy standing on his phone saying, I'm so sorry. This is what's happened in my life. Here's what we go. And from that video, we actually got a lot of people liked it. A lot of people commented. People tweeted us. People Facebooked us, and they're like, "We're so sorry. Our machine also crashed. It's so weird." is it because we're installing the NVIDIA for World of Warcraft? And he's like, yes, it was, cause this thing. And from that, they didn't hate us or didn't leave because they knew that we didn't not post just because we didn't feel like it or because we didn't care about the fact that they're watching. We had actual issues, and I think you have to be super consistent, and you just need to show that you care about them watching you. And so by not posting and not telling them what's happening and why you didn't post, that shows to them that you don't care that they watch you. So yeah, and we actually had to do it twice because it crashed the week after as well.
So that again goes to the point of authenticity. Everybody knows here, even this convention. I'm one of the organizers for this convention. We want this convention to be successful. We know that for that to happen, we need you guys to spend a bit of money at least at the door to get in. There's a whole bunch of free stuff that we can do, but at the very base of it, I know, you know, this is mostly about money. But if we can show you that with cool stuff like this, that it's an authentic experience, that we care, that these people are sitting here giving you knowledge and skills for free, that shows you that we care. Carla, hey guys, look, this is crap. It's a terrible video. I'm sitting in a car, I've just bunched 12 donuts in my shame and guilt because I haven't got this thing out for you. I'm really sorry. That showed I'm still there. I'm still here. We haven't forgotten about you. We do care about the audience. And that creates the authentic bond that your true core viewership and audience will take care of. Now, what I'm going to do is, we've got about 5 minutes left, I think. So what I'm going to do is, across the three of you, I'm going to start with Dana. Dana, so a quick question for you first. When you took on the role at Daily Vox, did you have any social media experience whatsoever?
Not that much, eh? Sure,
Okay.
I had my own account, which I tweeted from, but it was nothing like what I had to do for the Daily Vox.
This is excellent, because what we're going to do is, we've now got, with the three panelists, we've got varying levels of experience as far as where they came from with their skill set. So Dana, as somebody who came straight in, guys, and you had your own posts and doing stuff, what would you say would be the top 2 skills that somebody who wanted to build an audience should have or should be really willing to acquire?
Okay, first of all, you need to be good at English. You need, because you don't want people calling you out on your bad punctuation, on your bad spelling.
Yeah, grammar Nazi on a news site, that's terrible.
But no, really, it's the most awful thing to have someone come up to you and be like, well, your tweet, the spelling, you spelled this person's name wrong. So, and also as being part of a journalist, you know, you need to build your own presence. So you need to actually just craft your tweets. Take the time, even if it takes you 10 minutes to write one tweet. If you can perfectly articulate yourself in that tweet after those 10 minutes, then it is perfectly worthwhile. And also, try keep it simple. Nice, simple, short, don't use cliches. And yeah, and just remember, it's a trial and error thing. The more you try, the more you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, so the 2 points coincide. Articulate yourself. Keep it simple. If you can express yourself in the simplest number of words and you're understood, you've kept it simple, you're in under your tweet character limit as well, which makes it easier. But the point of, I have a message, I know I want to tell everybody everything, but I need to get it across quick and now, and make it correct. So keep it simple, articulate, and make it correct. Because we had a podcast go out where we interviewed Brian Hamelin, comic book artist in San Diego, and I mispronounced Francis Takanaga's surname, and he's the director of the company. And I realized at the moment it posted, crap, got my sound guy, said, I am reorganizing this now. I'm re-editing, throw it in. I had a mea culpa, I threw my apology into Google Translate and read it out in Japanese, poorly, but I apologize, look, we got this wrong and we are sorry. This is the director company, you deserve better. Keeping it simple, make sure there are no mistakes so you don't have to do that sort of thing. You can have a bit of fun with it, like Carla said, that we made a video, But if you don't have to make that mistake in the first place, that's a key point. Sam, now you've gone from starting your own blog site where you've had to acquire a whole bunch of skills anyway. What have you seen as your key facets? These are my resources that I could fall on when it comes to targeting my audience and building my audience.
I think that it really comes down to being yourself. So I meet a lot of people. My day job now involves blogging, funny enough. And I meet so many people who say, oh, I want to start a blog, I want to start a channel, I'm going to make all this money, I'm so famous. People go, one, no, if it's about money and it's about fame and it's about lots of followers, not going to happen. You have to just be authentic. And you know what? People aren't going to like your stuff, and it's cool because there's 3 people that do, and I consider anyone who talks to me on Twitter or comments on a video or writes on my blog, like they're my mates. I really think of them as like friends, because the conversations I have online are exactly the ones that I'm having at bars and things like that. So it really comes down to just be authentic and do it for the right reasons. Do it because you love talking about something, not because you want to make lots of money and be famous, because you won't make lots of money or be famous.
Yeah, you won't until you become the 10-year overnight success type thing. I mean, how long actually, can I just throw back to Sam a little bit? So, how long ago did you start TechGirl? When did it launch?
Jingle launched on the 1st of April 2014.
So it was an April Fool's joke. Nice.
For myself.
That's kept going.
But but the thing is with Tickle, there was a blog before that no one knows about that ran for 4 years, which I am at the point of trying to delete off the internet, which is harder than they tell you.
Don't you dare. No, we need to see before. We need to see before and after. Right. So Sam's spent 4 years doing a blog. And we've all had the thought, hey, I'm going to do a blog because people want to know what I had for breakfast and how I'm feeling, because I'm an artist and nobody understands my soul. And maybe if I put it out there, people will get it. And then that lasts a week and a half, and all you've got is a live journal page that hasn't been updated since 2009. So Sam's, be yourself. She's refined herself. This is who I am. I'm not going to try and be anything else. If people like what I'm putting out and I'm passionate about these things, people like it, cool. They're going to come back to me. Cool. Carla, what do you, from your now 3.5 months of trying to build your channel, what would you say were your 2 key skills that people should look to acquire, or they're going to need?
Firstly, I would say, especially on YouTube or on anyone where they're going to see your face, you need to be really thick-skinned. People will say stuff to you, and you know, those trolls, don't take it as like, oh, this dude's being an awful person. The fact that they took the time to say something about you says they care enough to try and get a reaction from you. So you need to be thick-skinned, and that also goes to, don't look at your metrics all the time. Don't look at your analytics all the time. Because that day when you see the arrow is down, you go, why does no one like me today? You know, if you can't look at it all the time, you will drive yourself crazy. So I would say definitely get a sense of, yes, you have to be yourself and you're doing your own thing, but also you need to be able to step back a little bit from what you're doing, so that if people do say ugly things, it's not going to break you. So you need that thick skin. And then secondly, you have to have connectivity all the time, because people want to be engaged and they want to, like yesterday someone tweeted us, hey, we want to come through to Icon, what's the ticket prices, are you guys still there? I can't reply to that tomorrow, it's too late by then. So you need to have connectivity, and you need to be willing to reply to people all the time.
Hey, Carla's actually just given me an idea, and I'd like all of you to try this. You've seen those random Facebook posts where sometimes mostly women, just put up a color on the Facebook. Now, for guys who spent months figuring out what the hell this was, it was the color of their bra, and it was in relation to a charity initiative. Girls, just put the color of the bra you're wearing up. So you see all these words going out, red, blue, polka dot. What the hell is this? Nobody else understood it. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, Carla's point about if you're going to undertake this, you need to be able to make this commitment. Can I ask everybody to go onto either the Icon Community Facebook page, the Icon organization, or the event? Each of the events has a pinned post at the top. This is how much the ticket is, and then go count the number of posts. Can I buy tickets at the door? How much are they?
Yeah.
Count them. And what I'd like you to do is just put that number and post it as, yeah, maybe we'll pick it up, maybe we don't. But our point is that somebody who is not answered inside of an hour is potentially somebody who's not going to come through that door. So if you are going to move to these levels of engagement that these ladies are, that is something that you need to be able to commit to. Now, let's do this in a nice, educated fashion. Sam, where can the good people find you?
Let us self-plug, shall we? Okay, so you can find me at techgirl.co.za. Otherwise, on Twitter, it's at techgirlza.
I don't think I heard any of that. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I do it again.
Yeah, please.
Blog is techgirl.co.za. Twitter is at techgirlza. And also, if you want to see my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sam Wright techgirl. Techgirlza was taken.
Cool.
And then I also do something. Is anyone on Snapchat? Okay, I'll give you my handle later. It's awkward if I give it to everyone now. Okay.
Right, and one thing I will comment about Sam's videos. Geek XP is going to be moving into a YouTube channel soonish. We'll be moving into it soonishly for like 2 years. But what Sam is really great about is she is sharing her problems. She is sharing the solutions to the problems. As in, guys, I had no idea what was involved. And then I spent a little bit of money on these lights. Now, look, and it's awesome. So Sam does it from an incredibly authentic angle. I make mistakes. I'm not polished. I'm not PewDiePie. I'm not Grant Hines. I'm me. And these are the mistakes that I'm making. Cool. Donna, where can people go for the best news in the world?
The Daily Vox, of course. And it's the Daily Vox. Vox is VOX. It's the same for our website, Facebook page, and Twitter. So yes, find us there. And go read our content.
Carla, where can people find you?
Yeah, in case you didn't know. We can find us on Twitter. We are at Bacon RPG. And on Facebook, you can find us under Bacon Battalion RPG. And you can go to our website, greatgamemaster.com, and then all our links to our videos and to our YouTube channels are there. So like, comment, and subscribe.
Wow. We should actually have like a little screen there. That'd be fun.
And then just like point it to the end of the
Yeah,
table.
just point to the random spots that we're going to put the images on.
They'll
That's
fix
fine.
it in post.
We'll fix
Someone
it.
will.
Yeah, you'll learn that phrase very, very quickly. We'll fix it in post. Guys, from my side, I'm going to ask one thing of you. If you have enjoyed, not enjoyed, indifferent about this event, tell us. We need to know. This is the first time that Icon has gone to a stage like this, so we need to know what we've done right, we need to know what we've done wrong, so that next year we can make this better. So, I'm Les Allen from Geek XP's Release the Geek. I'd like to very much thank Always On Wi-Fi, Always On Superfast Wi-Fi when and where you need it. They have been fantastic coming to the party. There's a competition out there you really need to enter. Go and name that sports car. If you name that sports car, I know what the Suicide Squad prize is that you will win, and you will want it. So go and name that car, get your photo taken with a couple of the Suicide Squad members. Guys, have you had a fun time? Great. Please, round of applause for our panelists. Thanks very much, guys. Please enjoy the rest of the convention.